Welcome back, everybody, to the Warlord of SBAS Torment, Tides of Numenera, episode 103. Last time we entered the Bloom Heart and started exploring, well, not quite the Bloom Heart, but the digestive tract to the Bloom. I think that's what it is. And we found this egg from that we took from this guy, this little bird mutant, and we kept on poking it, and we found out there's creatures, like very little creatures, all around us. And as we kept on watching, a pink creature started tearing them apart, and is now watching us. So let's continue where we left off and keep watching. None of the other creatures seem to have noticed what happened to their playmate. They still romp and frolic about, singing their incomprehensible song. The pink creature dances over to another unsuspecting victim. It's a little orange fellow who was so excited to play with you earlier. This time, the pink creature rips open the other's belly and thrusts its head inside, feasting on the victim's innards while it wails piteously and thrashes about. Oh, that's fucked up. Finally, the other creatures do notice what's happening. They scream in terror, throwing up their little hands and scattering in all directions until they vanish from sight. With a happy little burp, the pink creature tears apart what's left of its second victim, leaving skin and fur in a shredded pile on the ground. Then it walks up to you and takes a bite out of your leg. The pain is real, and so is the wound. But your scream catches it in your throat, and you don't make a sound. It's not letting me scream, so keep watching. The pink creature stands close to your leg. It looks up at you. It smiles again and begins to climb your motionless body. You can feel it moving slowly, deliberately, hand over feet, up your leg. Then your back. Its breathing is calm and it giggles to itself. Without warning, another sharp pain tears through you. The creature sinks its teeth into the flesh of your back, ripping out a chunk of flesh, chewing contentedly and swallowing before resuming its leisurely climb. Keep watching. I want to know what's happening. Because I could just regenerate, so I'm not worried about dying or anything. As the creature reaches your head, wrapping its little arms and legs around your skull. Its skin crawls at its touch. One last time, it turns a furry face to look up at you. The real you, and smiles. Then it lowers its head and tears out your throat. Sink into darkness.
I'm hurt.
You'll be fine. Give it 5 seconds. I haven't been in my mind in a while, I don't think. See what's happening out here. Oh, in here, actually, technically. See how fucked up my mind is. Okay. Doop doop doop. Doop doop. Anything new? It's not looking like it. Nope, nothing new. Okay. Whatever.
Let's go.
And I'm back. Well, effort.
Enough rest, dear. Rise.
Well, why did it go all the way over here? Okay. Whatever. See if I care.
Let's go.
Let's loot real quick. That looks like some place I should be going. What was the guy's name I was supposed to find? Blah blah blah. Ishan. I hear more fighting. Hey, Simon or whatever. Despair lines the face of this ghostly figure. Ugh. Tripping over my own words. Figure. His aquiline features are clean and strong. His head shaven. His eyes empty sockets and are bleeding, but they turn to you. Hello, he says. His voice is deep in... Oh. Whatever that word is. Hello. I'm glad you're here. Kill me, please. Looks, substantial. Could he have arrived here without being eaten? What happened to your eyes? I don't know, he says flatly. I came here too long ago. My memories are the first thing the gullet takes. Then hope, then the senses. Looks down. All I know is what I've been here a long, long time. Why are you standing here? And listening, he says with a slow nod to the direction of the whirlpool. It sounds like a heartbeat, doesn't it? He leans forward, ever so light. It sounds like peace. Ever think that standing near the thing is what's making you want to die? He goes still for a moment, considering your words. Perhaps, he says at last, or perhaps it's the fact that I'm trapped here, and I'll never, ever escape until I'm dead. But have no fear. I'm going to give myself to whatever is down there. He's away from the whirlpool ever so slightly. I see what happens to those who throw themselves into those waters. His mouth twists. They're torn apart, but they don't die. They live on as part of the bloom. We hear them weeping sometimes, or screaming. Why do you want me to kill you? Looks at you shocked and speaks slowly. Why do I want you to kill me? Are you completely blind? Look around you. Look at this place. Do you think I want to dissolve here? The bloom is eating me, digesting me, and I'm stuck in its gut. What life is left for me? I'm already dead. Anything would be better than this. What happens if I kill you? Then I die. I disappear. And the bloom gets no more of my essence. Whatever afterlife may await us is my reward. If you don't, he falls silent, sighing. If you don't, I'll be here, fighting despair, listening to the weeping of the others, and trading hopeless words until I fade away. Why you shouldn't be so willing to throw away your life. Really? He says with a scornful smile. The thread of blood spills from his eye socket and he wipes it, leaving a blurred arc of crimson across his cheekbone. My life is over, stranger. The bloom is digesting me. I can't escape. Nothing I do here will matter. So tell me, why shouldn't I throw away my life, as you put it? What value does it have down here? What would you have me wait for? You're still in the bloom sky. You're fighting back just by surviving. His anger subsides a little and he chuckles despite himself. That's a pretty way of looking at it. But it's also a lie. No one's fighting here. We're waiting to die, and I'm afraid of it. I'm tired of it. Don't really see any reason to kill you, and I bet it's just to piss off the bloom. It's over here. Huh. Interesting.
Yes.
So that water is where I get to the heart. Well, at least one way.
On it.
Just wanna... So, alright. So I got a tongue cluster, I got a ear robot, and I have flesh and a person I can talk to here. Alright, let's poke the robot first. At first you're not sure what you're looking at. It seems to be an enormous suit of metal armor. Or perhaps some sort of exploration suit. It's large at least twice the size of an ordinary human. Yeah, I'd say it's a little bit more than that. And it climbs and it, ugh, and its limbs and joints are completely foreign to you. Even if you could somehow find a way inside, you'd have no have to contort yourself in a way that human body was never meant to bend. It has a visor or a face plate at its top. Kelsey's. Her echoes look back and forth at one another, and Kelsey smiles. It's a Bavaric amateur pets, isn't it? Pets, isn't it? Who knows what we could find such a thing here. At your glance, she continues. The learned and the lucky have found these suits throughout the world. None know their purpose, but they carry some impressive devices. If you know how to extract them. Examine the suit more closely. Strange metal suit looks as if it could survive the cold of the interstellar void or the depths of the impossible deep sea. When you push on it, it gives just a little bit and expands by the same amount. The blue flesh around the suit is puffy and irritated, almost infected. It seems the bloom is trying to absorb the suit into itself without much success. There are a number of tools and strange devices attached to the suit's right hand. You might be able to extract one or two of those, if you're careful. Look inside the faceplate. Some visitant lived inside this suit, a creature with multiple eyes scattering across its face. Based on the exoskeletal remains you can see inside at least, you assume their eye sockets, they might have been some other alien orifice. Oddly, the creature had no visible mouth or jaw. Attempt to salvage the right hand. Most of the weapons are broken or corroded, but through some careful maneuvering you were able to detach something that looks like a spray canister. A test squirt produced a glob of quick drying liquid synth, a highly effective sealant. Once you detach the device, you notice that there are more machinery deep inside the suit's arm. Quest item. Device capable of spraying a powerful sealant material that would permanently close on a medium size or aperture or hole. It is too delicate for usage in common. Must be something else I use that for. Examine the arm for more components. I'm just gonna have Calistige do it. Maybe not. Who's better at this? I'll just have you do it. Alright. Good job. Sweet. Step pull restored. You reach into the arm and your fingers graze a small metal orb. Carefully pry it loose and withdraw it from the arm. It looks like you've found a reservoir of sealant material used in the spray device. Do it again. Carefully examine the page off. Near the faceplate you find a small detachable lens. May have been used to focus beams of light or some other divisible force. You detach it and carefully store it away. Factory lens. Anything else? Alright. Leave it alone then. So, what did I find? Sealant bomb. Just sticking out. Okay. What was the other thing I found? Defectory lens. Blah blah blah. Force and impression. Blah blah. Extracted from the lens. Headbands twisted in willing ways. Adjusting around. Refracting from solid. Alright. So it just looks like something I could sell. Neat. So that's looted. What do the tongues allow me to do? Tongues. Blah blah blah. Tongues do stuff. Amulet. Blah blah blah. I can do this and just let it feed on me again. Sure, I don't care. Other than do minor health damage, doesn't really affect me any. Brain goes sharp still and think a not knife memory bursts into your conscious mind. You're in the heart of Tibet territory now. The ceiling of the underground city is so high that you can barely see its curves. But the flickering illumination on the curves that make a ghostly show. Demonic figures disport among the bodies of the fallen enemies. Atrocities shut down from the heavens. But this is not what you're here for. You're here for the underspine, their god and slave. A massive machine intelligence that guides them through their rituals. You're hovering near the great bulk of the machine, placing your detonations around the torus of its center. And you think that your stealth has been exemplary, but a pinhole spotlight centers on you, and a focused beam of sound strikes your ears. The processing and memory retention levels are higher. If you wish to destroy me utterly, place your explosives there. And then a smaller whispered, "Thank you." The memory ends, and the bloom tongue sagged drunkenly, blah blah blah. Try to take control. Take control. I have control. There was blah blah blah. As you haven't cut before, you seem to be cut off from the rest of the bloom. Now that you're connected to the tongues, you hear whispers coming from somewhere nearby. Alright. Try to hear the whispers. The whispers arise from the corner of the room, and you realize the roots of the cluster grow toward that point. It is a maw, you realize, another maw that has hidden itself from the mortal sight. Indeed, by cutting off the chamber from the rest of the bloom, it has even managed to hide itself from other maws and tongues. This chamber is a blind spot, a locus of independent consciousness. It is, in a sense, a separate being, a child of the bloom. Okay. Interesting. Rest of the mind, voice travels through the blood, responds, commune with Maw. You can sense the mind of the Maw, old and patient and strong. Lines of psychic energy emit from it to touch every corner of the room. Its whispers have a cruel and dismal edge. You sense long millennia in the dark, feeding upon the half-digested leavings of the other maws. Try to sense, tongue moves from the tongue. Move, web throughout the chamber and the senses within the boundaries. Sharp, you can feel raw, burning pain with the bloom flesh against the ancient metal suit. Sometimes something about the material irritates the flesh. In time, it might be encased, but until then, the tongues will endure the pain. Alright. So, I found a new maw. You have a name. This rare young man wears dirt-stained, ragged clothes and carries a wicked, jagged knife. Wet blood still stains its blade, though you see no evidence the bodies are victims. He sees you and his mouth works in an instinctive but passionless snarl. As his gaze shifts away, he sighs deeply. His voice is flat, effectless. You brought the maw back, he says, but there is no heat in his voice. He blinks once as though he's been stroking his gaze that hardens. I'm the life taker, Dakar. You're in my territory. That's how it used to go, right? But the war's right. Maybe the rest will come. Do you know what the maw eats? The only thing we have left. He remembers despair. So the gullet is your territory? I marked it out. I've walked its paces. I know its contractions and its convulsions. Yes, mine. All mine. His confident mouth goes slack, though, hanging up at the end of the words as though they were the only things giving it shape. Call yourself Life Taker? What does that mean? If that's not obvious. He shakes his blade, looking at the ground, at the wall. Anywhere but you. At you. I kill people. I protect my territory. He whispers. They feared me. The place where I walked. Where I marked. They feared me. He trails off, muttering to himself. Does anyone fear me now? Then I'm gone? Do I care if they do? How'd you get here? I came to the bloom to kill an old friend. I followed him deep into the vast and winding ways of this foul beast. He led me through a narrow vein, and then he shivers, gritting his teeth. A maw took me, bit down, chewed and chewed. He looks around, and this is how Dakar dies. Not at the hands of the mob, or at the end of Levy's blade, no. He chuckles or sobs. In the gullet of a bloom, the biggest predator of them all. Tell me about the gullet. People, he begins licking his ghostly lips. People dwindle here. The candles are starving men. The bloom eats us, bit by bit, until one of the despair is left. Only the despair is left. Then we sink into the bloom, or throw ourselves into the whirlpool, or the maw takes us, or he trails off contorted. So we wait, we sleep, we try to stay ourselves. You mean to threaten me? I mean, he thinks deeply, apparently unaware of the answer, as if he hasn't been going out through the motions for so long that he can't recall the reasons for them. Yes, I could threaten you. More than that, I could push you into the ground and chop you apart like all the others. His fingers tighten over his dagger, but there are tears in his eyes now. The tears of a lost child. But it wouldn't matter, would it? Not anymore. Why demand a thing I won't use? Because that's how it's done, I suppose. Alright. I might throw you into the maw later. I want to check what this is. A massive pustulant wall of flesh looks like nothing so much as a hernian mass pushing out through the weakened walls of the bloom. You can't identify the function of the organ, what has pushed through the skin here, but you do see a small crevice inside. Closer examination reveals a space inside. A hidden space, large enough for you to rest without being bothered. Alright, so a place to sleep.
We shall see.
I don't need that right now. We'll check out that maw in just a second. I just want to see what's over here first.
Without doubt.
Not going to mess with that because we don't want to go down there first. What's in here? Looks like a whole bunch of people fighting.
Of course.
First, I want to check out what this is. From a bloated sphincter in the wall, the vial mixes spews into the room, flowing down into the pool. It smells like a foul coupling of sewage and vomit. Ugh, nasty. I can use these. I can see why I'd want to, because I'll be able to see in there, but I don't really want to do that just yet. I want to check out what's in here first. Loot. Random people fighting. I'm assuming if I go in here, I'll have to kill them all. Whatever. You come upon a familiar scene. The semi-transparent figures locked in comment with one another faces twisted in mindless rage. They seem to sense your presence and turn and regard you. This one is not like us, he whispers the Bloom cultist. He was not eaten by the great devourer. No, agrees the woman who is dressed in the rags of a slave. He is here for our pleasure in this final hours of our lives. She raises her weapon and her comrades do the same, baring their teeth and hissing like animals. Well, seems they want to fight. Haha, you missed. Alright. I'm going to end it here. Next time, we're going to go do a little combat. So until next time, remember, brace the chaos so you go mad. Bye.